Hey, what's going on, y'all? How y'all doing out there? Today it is Saturday. We are grilling here, and we are drinking a little drink here and enjoying ourselves on a Saturday here in Atlanta Bird Gang and Uncle Steve's Lounge. Glad y'all joining us here. It is July 2nd. We are doing most of our barbecue today, so we can get that out of the way. So we don't have to worry about uh, look when the holiday is on Monday. That's kind of a cool thing because if you do it on Monday, if you do it on a Saturday or Sunday, then you don't have to worry about cooking, and then you can relax on your other days that you have. But this is just a little bit of a chill time. Just go ahead and dropping in, talking a little sports, talking about what's going on with everything Falcons, Braves. Even though Falcons still got a month before that happened, I know we were talking a whole bunch lately about what's going on with the quarterback competition. Desmond Ritter and Marcus Mariota. Joining my buddy Tidy was telling us a lot about, you know, what side, not so much what side you be on, but just, tempering your expectations. Because when you think about it, again, this is a third round pick. So we're not talking about, pretty much a savior. We're talking about somebody who hopefully will come in here and, get us in a good place as far as everything is concerned. Hopefully he will, but we'll see how that works out. This down here so I can see what's going on. But yeah, I'm trying to got some grill. I'm gonna point it out to you one time and throw in here and see what I got. I got some ribs and some steak going on this one. That's the old time rubber right here. And then of course this bad boy right here, a beautiful gift from my beautiful bride last year actually I think it was for Father's Day last year. That she wait a minute, was it Father's Day or birthday? It was one of the two. But she got that for me, knowing that I like to grill. She kind of helped me out with that one. So I appreciate her doing that. But yeah, what y'all doing today? Y'all grilling out? Y'all everybody in chill mode, or how we doing it? I am again more than ready to get this stuff on here. I see you, Lisa, talking about grill master. I wish I was a grill master. I am one of those people that I do enjoy the the chillness of grilling, and I don't know. Some people golf, some people weed, some people, but for me, I've always been one of those people that as far as grilling is concerned, it's just kind of one of those kind of relaxing things that I can do. And of course, being able to not having to go to work today. Usually at this time, I'm halfway at work, and not halfway at work. I am at work doing my thing. Today, I am definitely uh, taking a chill here. Uh, Lisa says Tidy's analysis was thoughtful and unbiased. Yeah, and one of the things I must admit, as a Falcon fan, we want the narrative to be best case scenario. Of course we do. I mean, if you don't want the young man Ritter, if you don't want him to win this job, and you're saying Marcus Mariota, um, I'm not, let me not tell you how to think. This is my thought. Desmond Ritter in the third round is obviously a get for us. He was only the second quarterback chosen, and at the same time, we knew he was kind of raw. I mean, nobody had him, Malik Willis or Matt Corral. They didn't have their skills as first round level. Everybody went past him twice. You want Ritter to win this job. I'm trying to tell you, I don't think it's any shame to say um, I think Ritter should win this job. Um, it just makes sense, not only financially, it makes sense from him being about 5 years younger or 3 years younger or however younger he is. And Marcus Mariota, I'm not trying to say he can't have a renaissance. Now, if he comes in here and wins the first 6, 7 games and have us playing legitimately good ball, obviously things will change. But I'm just one of those people that I think Ritter is the future, and when I say the future, let me temper that too. If Ritter comes in and he looks like he needs a little bit of work or a little bit of um, I don't know, seasoning. Talking about grilling, it needs to be prepared a little bit of marinade in there. If he comes in like that, then you have to sit, you have to sit back and say, let's think about some of our options in 2023. But if he comes in and shows the potential to be a big time, starting quarterback, let's go with him. Why not? Why not? John Harris, I need 3 bones. That's all. 3 bones and a piece of white bread. Well, first of all, I don't know about the 3 bones stuff. You got $20. No, I'm just playing. But yeah, man, we just kind of decided to do this on a whim. So hopefully this stuff will cook up real good here. DeMarcus, how you doing? Say, I need a plate, big brother Steve. There will probably be a time pretty soon where we can all get together and commingle in a environment where we all can eat together and have a drink or relax and stuff like that. Probably not gonna be over here, but no, I'm just playing. We'll see. Jory, what's going on, brother? How you doing today, man? Good to see you out there. Thank you for joining me in the chill and grill out here at Casa de Johnson. All right. I don't see, I'm trying to see, fortunately, I can't see the names here. Um, so if you don't hear me say your name, it's because I can't see it on the uh, thing over here. First round doesn't equal good quarterback. I want Ritter to get the job. That way we can build in other areas. Nobody said it's automatic first round should mean anything. See Joe Montana, see Russell Wilson, see Tom Brady. Too many examples to say that doesn't mean. I'm not saying that's an absolute that because he's in the third round, he doesn't deserve to have a team. I'm actually saying the contrary. I'm saying I want him to win this. I think my point was if you were that good and you had the intangibles that the scouts look for, uh, strong arm, good athleticism, uh, good speed, and all those things, then you probably would have been chosen in the first round. You probably would have been chosen by Pittsburgh, but you weren't. And I'm just saying, so for some of the fans out there that just automatically think, you know, he's just going to be an absolute baller just because he was the second quarterback chosen off the bench, then don't do it. Don't jump the gun. I think you might be surprised. That might not work out like you wanted to. But yeah, I'm one of those people that I'm optimistic, very optimistic that we're going to have we're going to have a pretty good season, and the quarterback. That's the key, man. You got to have a quarterback to win in this league. You can have the greatest of defenses and uh, great running back and all of that. That's why I know when we were talking about Matt Ryan, everybody talks about. And yes, I said Matt Ryan. I know he's not here, but he was here. Um, Indianapolis is going to be in a sweet position if they can make that happen. I mean, all they needed was a competent quarterback. Carson Wentz is, I don't know what happened to him. It's so funny. We dogged him out last year for not having a great year. The year 2017, he was a step away from being the MVP and probably should have been MVP even when he got hurt. Carson Wentz was balling that year. I mean, they were ready to give Carson Wentz a huge contract and keep him moving on. But I just feel like I don't know. As things change. I was sitting there watching the Braves. I know the Braves were up 1-0 when I left the inside. Hopefully they are still balling. Let's see if I can pull my thing, my little update up here. See if they still on top. Yeah, folks out here with bugs. So yeah, outside, that's what you deal with. Yeah, still up 1-0. So that's a good thing. Still up. Um, let's see. DeMarcus says, Big Brother Steve, I need you to join Dirty Bird Nest with me so we'll be turned up. Hey, no problem. Send me an invite. I have no problem doing that. I like being in a few groups just to kind of see how it is sometimes. I mean, a lot of times, um, some it amazes me. You have a lot of rah groups with with the Atlanta Falcons, the ones that if you say one thing critical, all of a sudden that you're, I don't want to say banished, but you're one of those people that oh man, just root for the team. That's all you got to do. Root for the team. Yeah, root for the team, but you got to be critical. I don't care what what you're thinking about. You gotta be honest about some things with our team. Lisa says, "Yeah, still 1-0. Thank you, ma'am." Who's that? What you got in that? What? I can't even see what that says. What you got in that egg? The egg, I actually have a couple of ribs. Got some onions on top of the ribs. And this one, I don't know if you can see it or not, but yeah, got a little something going on over there. And then over there, I actually have a little bit more marinated steaks over on that side. Got my temperature low. I'm not in a rush to do anything today, so everything is going to be cooking nice and slow. Uh, Probably not even going to do any eating until tomorrow and obviously Monday. So they just got done grilling also, Unc. Yeah, I mean, think about it. It makes sense to me on a holiday, especially when it's on a Monday, to do your grilling on Saturday and Sunday. Somebody like myself goes to church every Sunday. Sometimes that can be a little bit hectic because you're coming home from church and have to turn right back around and uh, start your grill up and do all of that. So today, since I got the day off, I said, hey, let me go ahead and get into this a little bit. All right, what else we got here? So I know people won't like this, but Matt is probably in the best situation to revive his career. He has a decent running back, decent defense, just needs to get his receivers to be good. Yeah, they do have a little bit of issue with receiver, but dude, if you had Jonathan Taylor and you just have a competent running game, I got a feeling that you can do some damage with them if you know do that. You got that Janet Jackson. That sounds good. The Mark says, inbox me your name and email, big brother. I got you, brother. And some of you other people I see is showing Facebook user they don't have me. Um, Let me know if that's you, who it is. If it's somebody that I know, I just can't get the name on here. Say, speaking of, what does that say? Speaking of being critical, welcome to my dark side. Okay. Oh man. Um, I want an egg. That's my next grill. And here's the funny thing, right? I'm definitely a little bit more old school. I was not going to put away my charcoal grill, and that's actually a small one. If I turn this, I don't want to turn it too much. Actually, I'm not going to turn it too much because I got the angle kind of perfect. I have another grill right here that I'm using. It's another Weber as well. I was kind of, the egg. They kept telling me how perfect it was and how it, you know, regulated the temperature and stuff like that. But I'm one of those people when you get on the grill, I like messing with it. I like, you know, having to go in there and move it around a little bit, move the coals around, move the meat a little. I know you're supposed to keep it on there, but I'm one of those people that like to kind of be active with my stuff. But I tell you what, this bad boy right here, man, you get the temperature regulated like you want to, man. And I swear, you can go home. I have had nights that I have come home from work late night, but had it had a really nice about 200, 175, 200. Put something in there, man. Woke up the next morning, man. The stuff was falling off the bone. So, uh, hey, a friend of mine used to put them onions on the coals. Do you ever do that? Actually, it's funny you say that. Not only do I put onions and garlic. Put onions and garlic inside the coal. And I just found out actually the last time that I did this, which was Memorial Day, they actually have Kingsford now that has the what is it? Garlic and onions, I think, inside the actual coals. So that's something new. And I picked up on that. I say, oh man, that's pretty cool. So we'll see. It's actually pretty cool. Yeah, but going back to the Falcons, man, I tell you, it's one of those things where you're cautiously optimistic, man. The last 4 years have been so jacked up, man. 7-9, 7-9, Orange Well, 7-10, and the one thing you can say positive about the Matt Ryan era that we didn't have that many losing seasons in a row prior to 2017. We won. Had a couple of down years. We won. So I don't think the exiting of Matt Ryan was so much that he was garbage more than it was, well, let's switch this thing up 4 years straight. Let's see if we can just get some new energy. And as a fan, that's what you're looking for. You're looking to have new energy in your fan base. And I think that's where I think the organization needs to go. We need to have more energy. Let's see. My stepdad has one ribs on that thing. Oh man, too good. Yeah, that's what I have on there. Matter of fact, when I opened this one, these are the baby backs. These are the big boys over here. So big boys, I definitely put on there and just to your point, turn out great all the time. Norman, what's going on, man? Norman said that's cooking when you move them coals around with a stick, man. I'm trying to tell you, it, and again, probably because it's old school. You know, these days they try to make things so much easier for you, which is cool. But at the same time, sometimes you just want to be busy with it. Just just something to keep you occupied. And I don't mind that. I like I said, I like moving around with stuff like that. In my opinion, let's see what we got here. Oh man, yeah. Let's see. Let's say that's what I used on the Kingsford. Yeah, the Kingsford with onions. Those are good. Those are good. Hey, what about speaking of Atlanta teams, man? What about the Hawks, man? DeJounte Murray here in town now. Um, I am a little, I know a lot of people. It's not popular. A lot of people been kind of mixed on the Kevin Herter thing. Uh, Kevin Herter to me, I'm gonna forever remember him being that person who held it down in Game Seven. So I know a lot of people don't give him his credit, but you don't win Game Seven against Philly if Kevin Herter isn't on your team. Uh, Lisa said, "Are you making it back up to training camp?" I might. It depends. Depending on what day. I saw the schedule, but let's put it this way: I saw the schedule, but I really didn't look deep into it. If it's on an off day, maybe. I think I was so discouraged when we went up there and it rained on my son and I last time. Uh-oh. Let's see. Say love the Hawks, absolutely. Corey, what's going on? Say Corey, say where did you get the egg from? Actually, my wife got it for me for trying to remember whether it was my birthday or Father's Day, but she got it for me as a gift because she knew I probably wasn't going to get it because she knows how I am old school about this grill. So that's about the Weber grill and the charcoal and stuff like that. But I'm here to tell you, giving you a great commercial. This bad boy will change your life. You won't have to worry about doing anything. Dealing with that lump charcoal is actually awesome. They say, they letting fans come strapped to the Home Depot tailgate area. I don't like it. Yeah. Yeah. I listen. I'll keep it sports. I don't want to get into all of that mess, but I'll just leave it with yeah. Uh, oh, Thing. There we go. So yeah, I'm gonna miss Red Velvet. Yeah, again, I know a lot of people were like, "Oh, he's not that great, he whatever." I like Red Velvet, but you can't probably. Kevin and Bogey play the same position to me. They serve the same purpose. I shouldn't say play the same position per se, but they serve the same purpose. You can't have both of them on the field, and you can't on the court, and you can't play both of them $20 million. I think we got a nice return from it. We actually got one draft pick back, and um, I don't know a lot about Harkless and uh, Drew Holiday's brother, so somebody will have to kind of tell me what's going on with that. Say, oh dang, that's mixed. That mixed with alcohol is not good. Oh man, let's see. All right, that GM for the Hawks is really working and making moves. I wonder who else he's looking at in the free agent. A lot of people think it's still Travis Slank. The Slank moved up, and we got the new guy in there now. But I don't know. Uh, I know the rumor is that we're still trying to get Aiton and all of that stuff, and I'll believe that when I see it. I don't think there's a full need for Aiton when I think about it. I mean, Aiton is good. Uh, I don't know. He kind of disappeared at times for Phoenix during the playoffs. I'm not saying we couldn't use a defensive presence. I mean, obviously, we're upgrading our defense, bringing Murray in, and it would be nice to bring another presence in. But I don't know. I wouldn't say no if he came, but I just the price has got to be right. You can't overpay that guy. You can't pay him 35, $40 million. I don't think he's that guy. I think he's easily a $30 million guy, and his agent should know he's not a big time. Corey says, "I will invest in one." It's a good investment. Trust me, it is. It's a very good investment. Very good investment. Hey man, that's my cousin there, Jason. Talking about my Eagles look good on paper. This will be an interesting year. Yeah, I'm looking at. You guys got my man from uh, what's that man from Tennessee, Brown. So that's actually a really good move. Jalen needs all the help he can get with that team. I think you're in. I think you're moving in the right direction. Obviously, I think it was a little bit of a surprise that you ended up being as good as you were. I think the sky's the limit. That the NFC East is a division that can be had. I'm not a believer in Dallas at all. So I think the Eagles have as good of a shot as any team. And I wouldn't sleep on the Commanders either. Um Chase Young's back, and he made a big difference, even though they were 7-9 when they won the division a couple of years ago. But I wouldn't sleep on them. I'm not saying that Carson Wentz is going to be the guy, but I do think he could help out. All right. Say rumor is Hawks may move either Collins or Capella. I say stay pat. We have a good squad with the move we made. I think it was, that was one move, and I think if we were going to stay pat, I'm not sure if we would have moved Kevin Herter or not. I think that frees up just a smidge of salary. I don't think it's enough to grab a Aiden, but Yeah, I don't think they're going to be completely done either. They shouldn't be. They should be trying to do all they can, in my opinion. Uh, John says Herder has no one to blame. He didn't get any better from that last year. Trey's still waiting for him to make that Waffle House open. Corner three, Bogey is next. They did a good job. You don't win games again. You don't win game 7 without Kevin Herter. So let's not pretend like he wasn't a part of it. You're not going to have 5 perfect players on the court at one time for any basketball team. If that was the case, Boston would have probably uh, been more of a favorite to win than than uh, Golden State. Because Golden State, quite honestly, aside of the Steph heroics, they just had a lot of people kind of show up. And that was a good thing. But Herter, man, I'm not gonna throw shade on Herter, and like I said, you got a short memory if you're gonna sit there and criticize him. I believe the Hawks signed someone to free agency, not another trade. That's why I think I'm going. I'm going with that too. I did see. Speaking of, like I said, we're talking Atlanta teams over there. I saw the Falcons picked up a punter this week. I know that was a bone of contention last year. Our punt game was not great at all. So, the special teams, you got to think about that stuff. I know Young is going to do what he does, but just one of those things that one of those small areas that you don't think about. I know we finally let John. I think that's John Harris. I think that's your namesake. Is that his name? The long snapper. I think we finally let him go this year. So gonna it's gonna be interesting to see how they do with special teams. I know Avery Williams switched to running back this year. I'm assuming he's still in the mix for special teams, even though Damian Williams, um, who we brought in from late of, I'm trying to think, did he go Chicago, Kansas City, or Kansas City, Chicago? Whichever one he did. But anyway, they brought him in, and I know he has a lot of experience with special teams. So I'm not sure whether that might be a pretty good move. Might be a good move to have, in my opinion. Then at running back, man, I'm trying to tell you, um, it's a crowded field at running back. Um, Everybody's thinking, Cordero is going to come back and do the same things he did. I tend to believe that. Uh, I think we got a couple of running backs close to 30, which is usually that wall that we start looking at with running backs. And I'm not sure whether. Look, I hope he does well, but who knows? Let's see. Wide receiver, I think that's another one that's wide open. Uh, and it's so hard to give analysis on some of these guys because we actually haven't seen them in real life situations. I know training camp we're in July, so training camp's 4 weeks away. Hopefully, we'll be able to see some sample sizes of what these guys can actually add to us. Alden Tate, uh, Edwards, obviously Drake. See if OZ is going to be a major part of the rotation. Is Frank Darby going to finally stop grinning and start catching? I don't know. But I'm saying that was kind of mean spirited, but at the same time, I'm ready to see some, what happens next as far as he's concerned. He was the feel good story last year, 6th round pick. Um, Obviously a hype man, but as fans, we don't have time for hype. It's time for us to, uh, you know, try to get this stuff started and get these guys on the field, get some touchdowns and stuff. So that's what I say. Got to. Uh, Looks like the Braves have a couple of people on base. Hopefully they can extend that lead 1-0. See if they can move it up a little bit. Been getting a lot of talk, I know, at work, and a lot of people talking about this season opening game. Man, that's going to be so huge. And I know I've said it the last couple of times I've come on, man. That Saints game. is going to really be uh, that's going to be a huge one. That's going to be huge, huge, huge. And starting off the year um, with your rivals, they're kind of in transition. We're in transition. Um, the Matt Ryan, Drew Brees saga is over with. Now it's time for the next page. Uh, so this is a new era in the matchup. When you think about at one time, was it right before Matt? It was what Mike Vick and Aaron Brooks. Then you had Matt and Drew, which, if I'm not mistaken, if I'm not mistaken, I think I remember them saying that that was the longest rival back and forth, longest rival matchup. I think not a total surprise, but that's actually a really good matchup. We're still good. And then we start talking about the defense. Defense is definitely something where try to see who's going to be the next edge rusher, man. Who's going to be the next guy to give us at least double-digit sacks? Is there anybody on this team capable of doing that? We start talking about Lorenzo Carter coming in, AK being drafted from Penn State, um, and the growth of some of the guys that we had on the team last year. We just need that next guy to give us some extra oomph because we just don't have it. We just haven't had it. Hold on one second. Let me grab this thing right quick. Hold on. All right. Had to do some flipping there. Sorry about that. But yeah, just the mere fact that the defense just we really need a lot out of our defense this year. I don't see um, I don't see us really. Until we get that defense right, I'm not sure there's a lot of reason for optimism with this team. Got a lot going on, man. A lot going on, a lot of moving parts. Let's see. What's up, Foster? How you doing, brother? Say I'm loving that hat. I threw a slab on the grill yesterday. They I heard they were straight. Ain't no more left. So that's better. Listen, when your food goes quick, that's a good thing. That's always a positive. Lisa says 2-0 Braves. Pitcher walk Michael Harris with the bacon. Michael Harris, man, what a story down here. Michael Harris is lighting it up. Hometown kid. What's up, man? How you doing now? Poor Reds. Yeah, I could care less about the Reds, man. Let them suffer. let them boys let them boys go down in flames, as far as I'm concerned. But going back to the defense, I was talking about AJ Terrell, and when you start talking about AJ and Hayward back there monitoring things, that could have an effect on how the pass rush is. If you have good coverage, how many times did we see last year or the year before Matt Ryan really didn't have anybody to throw to, and that would give those defensive ends that extra second to go in there and sack Matt. I mean, that's what we're looking for from the cornerbacks. If the cornerbacks can give us any type of good coverage, I think it's all right. I also caution, that's another one with AJ Terrell, just for everybody I keep seeing the AJ Terrell Island and all of this and all that. Yeah, I hear you and I hear the optimism, but let's let him continue to grow. Let's let him continue. He didn't have a perfect season last year. Some people act like he was unstoppable. No, I saw a couple of plays that he could have gotten better, but don't be fooled. I want him on our team, but at the same time, just make sure we kind of uh, give him the opportunity to grow. I don't think he's I don't think he's fully reached that top yet. Hopefully he can. Hopefully. Let's see. Yeah, even Tori McElhaney mentioned she is looking forward to seeing the impact of Casey playing opposite of AJ. I think that's going to be key. It's going to be the more you can get out of that duo, the more you can stop. And listen, Isaiah Oliver too, who was promising before he got hurt. If he can, if those three guys can hold up back there in the secondary, give Richie Grant an opportunity to really do what he needs to do and roam that middle and hit those guys. Uh, I, I think we're going to have a pretty good year, but we got to take care of the secondary. Got to. And Richie Grant, that's another one. Richie's got to step his game up going into this season. Second round pick, of course. You know, listen, in football, first round, second round, expectations are a little higher. That's those are high picks. Second rounds are high picks. That's only your second pick of the draft. You gotta show up. So hopefully we can get some love out of Richie this year. See if we can improve that safety position. Our safeties have not been strong, quite honestly, since the pairing of Ricardo Allen and Keanu Neal. And those guys were whole. And listen, remember how much we criticized them? I would love to have both of them back right now. Well, with the skill set they had back then, not uh, you know, with lower skill set. And Ricardo, is he still with Cincinnati? Or did he get cut? I'm not sure. But I would love to have the availability of those guys in their prime back on the team. That was just such a magical year that they put together in 2016. And we were talking about that too the other day. Somebody was talking about how the secondary, the depending on how good the secondary is, that's how good our pass rush could be. We gotta step it up. Got to step it up back there. What's going on, Dondre? How you doing, my friend? Good to see you on Uncle Steve's Lounge. Thank you for joining us on the other side. If y'all, he said, I thought he retired. We're talking about Rico. I don't know. He might have. And you know what? Now that you just said that, I think he may have. He may have. Lisa said, "We'll see Neil when we play the Bucks." Rico is retired now. Yeah, okay, so he is retired. Yeah, Neil. Yeah, that's kind of surprised they didn't hold on to him. That was Dan Quinn's uh, prize number one pick. They went up high to get him. Kind of surprised that he wasn't working out in Dallas. Rico is retired. Okay, I got it. Here, I got you. Just getting to some of these comments, but I appreciate y'all. Appreciate y'all. Now all of a sudden the wind started blowing up. Good stuff. Yeah, hopefully, yeah, we've got to step up that game on our defense because, like I said, you can have the greatest offense in the world, but if you can't stop anybody, I mean, it's going to be a long day. There were times last year, it seems like at our run defense um, just was not doing the job. I don't know whether that was because they had a lack of girth on the defensive line or what it was, but I know it wasn't working out. And we gotta get that corrected if we want to compete. I was telling everybody the last live I went to, I got a chance to go to Las Vegas and put some money on the Falcons. And for those of you who didn't get a chance to see that, Vegas has no faith in the Falcons. 4.5, 4.5 at Bellagio, which is the MGM, and then I went down to Westgate and Bally's. They had them at 5, so I was able to catch the bet at 4.5. Thank goodness. So hopefully that'll turn into something good. But yeah, we gotta Yeah, four, and I started again looking at the schedule, and in my heart of hearts, it seemed like they should win 5 games at least, but who knows? I mean, you're counting on Carolina being as miserable. Um, I just the New Orleans rivalry now is at a point with no Drew Brees where you're counting on at least one win. Uh, so I don't know. Hopefully we can improve that and get it a little bit better. Dre says, I bet Falcon base happy when Watson did not get a deal. Yeah, man. Again, I'm very that whole situation, man. And I know it's like an old tired post because everybody, if I have $1 for every post I say, I'm glad we didn't get them. Yeah, we didn't get them. So why we keep talking about it? And I'm not talking about you, Dre. I'm just saying, uh, but we didn't get him. We didn't get him, and he's gone. I was back in March, and it's July. We should be more concentrating on this battle between Mariota and Ritter and worry about the plight of Deshaun Watson. Let Cleveland worry about that. And think about Cleveland's situation. Cleveland went from when you think 2 years ago, Cleveland was a step from going to the AFC Championship game against Kansas City, and now Baker's not content. Um, and basically, you got Jacoby Brissett because they're going to give Deshaun worst case scenario 8 games. Well, best case scenario 8 games, and sounds like the recommendation is for longer than that. So I don't know. It's really weird, but yeah, I don't think. Yeah, I'm not. Like I said, as a person, as somebody who is from this area, concerned from that end. But as far as the Falcons concerned, hey, we didn't make the move, so why are we still talking about it? That's almost like Falcons almost. I'm not Falcons. The Hawks almost drafted Chris Paul, so we're gonna talk about Chris Paul for 14 years. Falcons almost got somebody else, and we didn't get them. So we didn't get them. Why are we still talking about it? Boss Trucker said, like I said before, worst case scenario 10-7, I have optimistic. I'm optimistic, I should say, that can happen. I know on paper this looks like a very hard schedule, and yes, we have the two participants in the Super Bowl. Uh, Tom Brady, who has yet to drop a game to us, uh, he's still in the division, minus Gronk, obviously, but we still have an opportunity to get some wins there. Like I said, Carolina, I'm not a big believer in New Orleans. Everybody is all on New Orleans, like they're gonna bounce back. This is not Drew Brees, and now this is not Sean Payton. Dude, I'm trying to tell y'all, man. Dennis Allen, last time he had a shot at this thing, he didn't do too well. Now, granted, he does have probably a little better roster, but I'm not sure if I'm trusting him. And then Kamara is probably going to have to pay the piper at least for one game this year, hopefully, that season starting game. But yeah, man, yeah, 10-7 is not far off, man. Oh, you say Grill Master Unc. It's Grill Master Steve. Hey man, look, I'm trying. I'll let my family decide whether I have that title again. Said Kamara is out for a. Did that already come down? Did that come down today? Is out for for a few games, or is that official? I don't know if that's official. I all I'm concerned about is that game with us. That's that's the one I'm more concerned about. Hopefully he can. Hopefully he is out of there. All right, let's see. What's up, sir? How you doing? Unfortunately, I can't see who it is, but hopefully you're having a great start to your holiday week. Let's see. Lisa says no Kamara, but Thomas is back. We'll see. I want us to be ready out of the gate, beat them Aints. Yeah, Michael Thomas. Don't get me wrong. And I do think one thing that Michael Thomas is going to benefit from is Drew Brees throwing those 5 yard slants. I mean, you have 140 catches and 100 of them are 5 yard slants. I'm sure he's ready to stretch the field, and old crab legs can throw the ball. Don't get that twisted. He can still throw it. He might throw it to the wrong person, but he can still throw it. All right, he says, "Yep." Travis says Casey Hayward would be a sneaky good pickup. Yeah, I listen. There's nothing sneaky about him. He actually had a couple of pretty good years. Excuse me, y'all. He actually had a couple of good years out there in Raiderland. So hopefully he does bring some good dividends to us. Trust me, if he's worth what we paid him, man, I mean that could turn out to be a really good move. All right, it says it's right here. It says, what time are we supposed to pick up a plate? Let's see. I go to sleep at around 7, so I'll see you at 10. No, I'm playing. I'll leave some. Look, I'll leave some outside somewhere, but y'all got to guess where I live. How about that? Oh man. Ryan, what's going on, brother? Said Uncle Steve was on the fire today. I realized a couple of y'all haven't didn't come in at the beginning. This is the only one that I can show from a distance. Got some ribs over there and a couple of steaks. Matter of fact, let me take your quote down. You could probably see a little bit better. How about that? Take that off there. Got some couple of baby backs on there. And then on the big boy, on the big egg, got a couple of big slabs on this one here. So we cooking it up, bro, Ryan. I'm trying to do some things. Trying to do some things. Dre says the Hawks looking fresh. Yeah, we were just talking about that, man. Just a nice trade. How can you not like that move? I was talking about that on one of the posts yesterday. Somebody that can also, take a little bit of the ball handling out of Trey's hand, maybe keep Trey on the move. Think about sometimes what they do with Curry, and he's able to move off the ball and get his shot. I love it. I love the move. There's nothing about the move I don't like. Brother David, what's going on, man? David in the house. David said, how much faith do you have in Mariota? I can't see him elevating this receiving core or this roster, 6-11 at best. Listen, when it's 1 o'clock at the Dome, September 11th, at Mercedes-Benz, I am going to be 100% whoever starts, whether that be Mariota or whether that be Ritter. If you're asking me right now, David, you should know me better to say I'm not going to sit here and try to overplay this as if he's going to be the next coming of Joe Montana. I don't think that's what he's going to be. But who knows? He's motivated. I mean, he didn't sign a 2 years, $60 million contract. Man signed for 2 years, $20 million. That's almost less than most backups. So he didn't come. It's not like they're coming in and saying you have the job. I'm pretty sure when Arthur Smith brought him in, he said, "Now I'm getting ready to draft somebody. So don't get comfortable." But I hear you. It's hard with his track record to get excited. Also with his injury record. Travis says, "I'm interested to see how the snap counts for Debo, Rashawn Evans, and Troy Anderson are distributed since they play the same position. One of them might not be here. We still haven't we haven't heard anything about Debo yet. Obviously, we heard about the surgery, but I don't know. I think I have a feeling at this late stage of the game, I think they're still gonna have a way to use him. But to answer your question, Travis, I have no idea. But Dean Pease says he feels good going into this year. The last interview he did, he said he feels much better. He's ready to truly implement what he wanted to do. last year because of most of the guys have played in the system now, especially some of the young guys. And think about this is year two for a lot of not the veterans. Veterans usually adapt to what you have, but a lot of young guys coming back this year that were on the team last year. So let's hope that they can do some do some good things here. That's my brother right there, my brother Tori, man. How you doing, my friend? Good to holler at you. Say I need to fire on my head. Hey Tori, look, and I kind of started early to be honest with you because I wanted to, as I tell you with that egg, man. If you get this temperature, I mean, it's all in. You get this temperature right where you want it, you can literally sit this thing down for about 8 to 10 hours if you want to. It's depending on how how much you want to sit. And I'm one of those people that when I grill, I don't want to rush. If I rush a grill, I'm not going to make a good. I'm not going to make a good barbecue. I like to sit, baby it, you know, put some stuff on it, let those juice. Like I said, on this one right here, I actually have some garlic. My man was talking earlier about the coals. I have some garlic and onions in the coals, in the not the coals, in the lump charcoal in this one, and then that one right there, I have the diced purple onions. I have that one over there, so you can kind of get that flavor in there. Most of the time, if I usually do the egg, I get one of those, one of the foil things, and that has the cup where you can put some water in it and put the garlic and the onions and put it in the water and get that flavor, man. And I'm trying to take like I'm just smelling it now, y'all. I say I ain't trying to toot no horn, but toot toot, smell good. Oh man. Ryan says we need a few more pieces for the Hawks. They just grabbed more defenders on. The last two players we got were Nate's boys from Indiana. Yeah, I like that Nate is going in the area of defense. I don't think any of the Hawks have problems shooting. Now we might get cold, but I don't think we have a between Trey and now Murray and Bogey and um, slipped my mind. Of the shooter on the team. But we have some offense. We got to learn how to play defense. And when your star player is not a great defensive player, that's what you do. You go bring in Murray. Murray can kind of lock down the uh, point guard that you need and free Trey up a little bit. Free Trey up to do what he needs to do and spend his energy on the offense. Now, the great thing is Murray has improved each year with his scoring. Now, his scoring might not be uh, in Trey's level, but uh, it will still be welcome addition. Ryan says you treat your meat like a fine woman. You baby it and massage it down and pamper it before you eat it. That's one way of looking at it. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I for the steaks, I marinated the steaks before I went to work yesterday, Friday, and I had them in the fridge, and got a couple of little, you know, holes in there, and kind of, to your point, kind of put the little holes in, let them marinate, get in there, and then today, around around 2 o'clock, got them out because steaks a little bit quicker, so I got them on there, and again, just a nice little. Matter of fact, I'm gonna turn it for y'all while I'm sitting here. Let's see. Go to the little side there. What we got going on? Nice little, nice little color. Nice color there. Like that. Going on there. Then got some ribs that have been sitting. I don't want to take them too much because they're really soft right now. But I got those here kind of perfectly just like I want them. Mess around and bring them, mess around and put them ribs over there. and them ribs will mess around and fall off, and then I'm gonna be in trouble. I'm gonna be in trouble by the wife's like, you over there on that phone? You over there on that Facebook and dropping ribs? But uh, Dre says the grass is not greener on the other side. But yeah, from the Hawk standpoint, I think we're looking good. I think I still would like if they would surprise and maybe get Aiton. I'm not sure. I'm not saying Aiton is the end all be all, but he definitely is a defensive upgrade. Just his body him itself. So, but I'm just not sure about the price. I got a feeling he's probably going to be looking something between 35 and $40 million, and I just don't think he's that guy. I think he's somebody I would pay maybe 30 million, maybe. But they're also saying that Phoenix is trying to get him to sign a qualified offer too. I don't think that's out of the realm for him to do that and try to see what he can do with his next contract. Ryan said agreed though. Definitely, that was definitely fair. Yeah. So hopefully we can do some more things with that. Uh, Now it's going back to the Falcons, talking about the Mariota and Ritter battle, which is obviously going to be front and center. I This will be the first time. Sounding like a repeat myself, but this will be the first time for Falcon fans in a long time we've had significant preseason games. If you guys remember the debacle from last year, where we really didn't even put starters in. Remember, Felipe Franks ran the 40-yard. I think that was the highlight of the preseason. He ran like the 40-yard run in the preseason game. But other than that, I don't think we won a game, but uh, that was pretty much the highlight. This year, there is so much competition at all the positions. I mean, I don't think there's any position that's really settled on. I'm trying to think offensively. Maybe Jake Matthews on the line, and probably my man Chris Lindstrom. Aside of those two, those are probably locked in. Wide receiver, obviously, it's going to be wide open. You want Drake London to win that job. I think that's if you're smart, you want him to win that job. At running back, it's a foregone conclusion that CP is going to be your running back. But I mean, is that truly set in stone? If Algiers comes out of the box and he's balling, then you let him play. That's what I say. I don't think that's automatic. What's going on, Armani? How you doing? Said party at Unc's house that you need me to bring. Yes, this year's quarterback battle is going to be something. Yeah, I just don't think this year. And think about it for Falcon fans. The last time we saw a quarterback battle was Matt Ryan against Chris Redman. So for people who've been in this thing for a long time, it's going to be. And remember, the evaluation is only 3 games this year, whereas in the past you had the 4 preseason games. Now it's only 3. So you have to, between training camp and I'm sure they're scrimmage. They usually scrimmage either Miami or Jacksonville or whoever they do this year. So between that and 3 preseason games, you have to make your choice. I know a lot of people are talking, about how great Ritter, and again, if you ask me, I think that's the best case scenario for him to win the job. But uh, I just want to see a good competition. If Mariota ends up winning the job, so be it. If he's the best option we have, let's knock it out. Let's not act like he was an absolute scrub. He is coming close to be a semi bust, though. You're the second player chosen in your draft. Him and Jameis on this, Mariota on this third team, but not with their original teams. That spells bust to me. But I'll forgive him if he comes in here and balls out. David says, I read that Mariota is way ahead of Ritter in the field at this point, but training camp is coming. Let's see what happens then. See, and again, David, I'm not a believer in T-shirts and shorts. We could talk about that Mike Davis picture last year where everybody was all enamored with his thighs and oh, he's gonna be a beast. He's gonna be the next best thing. He's gonna be the great running back. He's gonna be Gerald Riggs. He's gonna be, dare I say, William Andrews, which I hated when people did that, just because the man had tree trunks. And look, I'm glad he got them, and hopefully that'll help him in Baltimore. But yeah, I just need to see what they do on the field, man. Who knows? Maybe the lights. Maybe when he gets on the field, he lights up Ritter. But I would expect Mariota. But you think about it, David. Mariota he should be light years ahead of Ritter when you start talking about from a quarterback standpoint. He's a professional quarterback. He's a big league quarterback who has 4 years of experience over him. 3 years of that as a pure starter. So he should have a deep advantage. But let's see. Let's see what happens. I got fresh peach cobbler. I just for it. Yeah, my wife got some. I think she got some pound cake and stuff. I think she said she was gonna make a cake. I go there and double check that menu on the sides. She usually hooks up the sides, and I'll hook up the actual grill. So we'll see how that ends up working out. But I am very much looking forward to this competition. This is going to be really good. This will be the first preseason game I've gone to in quite a while. With Jacksonville, because I think that's the only one we got this year. We got the extra regular season game. Amani says t-shirts and shorts are really for getting accustomed to the playbook. Honestly, it's like a pop quiz. Let's see what you know, and that's why I'm saying, Mariota should have an advantage over him, just being a professional quarterback, almost like Chris Redmond had over Matt. And being an NFL vet, you should automatically be years ahead as far as mentally what it takes to be a professional quarterback. But what you're looking for are the intangibles. What you're looking for is how does his team respond to him. What you're looking for is how does he rally the team. You're looking for his enthusiasm. How does he represent the organization? I think those are things that when you start looking at your next quarterback for the Atlanta Falcons, I mean, Ritter could have that it factor. Now, I want more than the it factor. I want somebody who can complete 70% of his passes, somebody who can get out of 3rd and 3 and scramble for a first down. I want that too. But, for the most part, just show me that you can do the job. I don't think Arthur Smith by any means is marching. Now, when they start the first preseason game, he just out of courtesy, he might let Mariota start. But I think this is wide open. I think when training camp starts, I think all bets are off. I think he's going to see who works best, who wants it more, and I think that's where we're going to go with it. There are some people that already think we're going to just automatically, because of his his tenure in the NFL, that they're just going to automatically go with Mariota. I don't think that's true. I think you go with who gives you the best chance to win. And yes, he might take some lumps, but at the same time, you go with your best option to win. And I haven't seen enough. That's why I hear people already talking about who's going to do. We haven't seen anything. Nobody's seen anything. We've seen, throws in practice. Oh, man, you see that throw he threw to Kyle Pitts? Yeah, but I didn't see anybody rushing him. I didn't see him on the run. I didn't see Aaron Donald chasing him, which whoever quarterback for us will have Aaron Donald chasing them in the second week. So that's the kind of thing that I'm looking at when we start talking about the quarterback situation. Braves 2-0 Cincinnati up bottom of the field. Appreciate you, Ryan. Yeah, we gotta I say this is going to be really exciting just to see just something new. I know last week Tidy did a really good job talking about disrespecting the past with Matt Ryan and how a lot of people just want to act like the man didn't do anything for this franchise. And I just am one of those people that I agree wholeheartedly with him, man. Listen, I'm not trying to act like he's Tom Brady. I'm not trying to pretend he's Peyton Manning or whatever, but I know we had a lot of bad times, folks. We had a lot of rough years. I mean, when you start thinking about, even with the Super Bowl with Chris Chandler, think about what that was bookmarked with. That was bookmarked with two losing seasons. It's not like we had this run with Chris Chandler and he was great. And Dan Reeves is lucky that Mike Vick came along because he kind of saved him from being fired the one year. So I don't know. I think this is when you start talking about what, not underestimating what Matt did for us here. And I'm not going to make this the Matt Ryan tribute show. We've had enough of those. But I also think yeah, I wouldn't stomp on his grave. What's this Steve kind of like in his head? Shared. It's not mine totally. Shared. Ryan says Ritter has to come out blazing in a short period of time, but there's a possibility that they draft a quarterback next year in the first round. He wouldn't have had this problem if we drafted a quarterback instead of a tight end. But hey, it is what it is. Oh my goodness. Don't get me started on that, Ryan. And I wish you were uh, active last year. Anybody who remembers me losing my mind when they got Kyle Pitts. Again, happy we got KP, glad he's on our team, but I think we could have started this process last year. I don't think we would be worried about this. And I don't even care if it was Justin Fields, Trey Lance, Zach Wilson, whoever it was, but this process should have been started last year. And you already would have been thinking about the future. That, I think we're a year behind. Now, the only plus in that is that you may be able to build some of the other positions. Obviously, fortifying the secondary. I would love to see them bring a veteran safety in here, uh, and not Eric Wilson. Not Eric. Eric what's the guy named Eric Moore? Not whoever the guy. Eric Harris. Jesus, Eric Harris from the Raiders. I'm talking about somebody who's not a lifetime special teams player to come in here and help. Uh, but maybe this year of trying to see what you have in Ritter and the cap room that we have next year, you may be able to build the team around him. And then whether it be Ritter, whether it be a 2023 first round pick, either way. And somebody was telling me about, and I'm trying to remember who it was I was having a conversation with about, oh, you'll be wasting Ritter. You're not wasting a third round pick. It's not a waste. If if it works, perfect. That'll save you some extra time. If Ritter shows out this first year in his time, or even if we lose, but he shows those signs that he's going to be the man, then you don't have to invest that. Then you could look for somebody like Will Anderson, or but Will is going number one, so I don't want us to be in that number one position. That means we'll be 2-15. But um, if Ritter works out, that would open up things so much. If he does, Dre says, "Big question: Does Deion Jones have a great year or gone?" I really don't know. I think I'm under the impression that if he was going to be gone, he would have been gone already, and that was either before. This surgery thing is obviously a question mark. Nobody's going to want to trade for somebody hurt, but I think that's my thought on Deion. Ryan says, we both were out of our minds the last tight end we drafted that high was Junior Miller. Yeah, yeah. I mean, I don't know. I just not a big fan of drafting tight ends that high. And maybe he's going to be different, but I don't know. We'll see. Hold on. I'm gonna put it right here. When do you think they're going to release Ridley? Well, I don't even think they're going to release Ridley. Hopefully, they can trade Ridley. This year doesn't, with him being suspended, his contract gets moved because this would have been his last year. So with his suspension, his tenure, that option we picked up, that's actually next year. Ridley will be. Listen, somebody asked the hypothetical: what if we're balling out? What if we have a great year, and then Ridley comes back, and should we keep him? Because I mean, say what you want to say about him mentally or whatever, he was a solid receiver when he was here. I still say you still move him out when he's no to me. He's Julio. He's Matt. He's from that era. So I think you go ahead and cut ties with him. And I say cut ties. I wouldn't cut him. I would trade him. I would see if somebody will take somebody. Worst case scenario, second round. I still think he's first round tender. He'll still be. Will he be 27 next year? 27, 28, and a receiver on an $11 million contract. Folks will do that, especially if they need. I see these flies start to mess with me around here. Sorry about that. Antonio said, "What's in the egg back there?" I got the big ribs back here, brother. Like I said, I probably opening them up too many, but I got the big boys back here, ready to roll. Had them rolling for a long time this morning. Appreciate you joining us, Tonio. Good to see you in the house. But yeah, with Ridley, as far as Ridley is concerned, I think you can still trade him. I think he still has value in the NFL, and especially in the NFL right now where receiver premiums are going up, where you're looking at all these guys getting paid, the Cooper Cups, the Stephon Diggs, the Tyreek Hills, the A.J. Browns, where those guys making this money they can. I mean, you would be foolish if you didn't want to take a talent like Calvin Ridley. Do I think the Falcons are going to give him I just don't think so. I don't think so. I think you move on, you cut bait, cut ties, and do what you do. That's me. I wouldn't stick around. But it is something to think about. I mean, he should if this didn't happen this year, and the gambling thing or whatever he got caught with, if that didn't happen, I think he would absolutely be a first. We absolutely could have traded him for a first round pick. I don't think this is going to be a case like Matt Ryan where you kind of had crossed the can't go back point with Matt. You just had to get rid of him. So from that standpoint, I don't think you really had a choice. Tony will say, I'm glad you live on YouTube. I'm back at the house on Facebook, man. Listen, tell everybody, man, YouTube, Uncle Steve's Lounge. Y'all check it out. Help us out. Help us out. Ryan says, Atlanta 2, Cincinnati 1. Bottom of the fifth, 2 outs. Man, we should beat Cincinnati. I was mad that because we had Cincinnati, I think, at the beginning of the year. I think that was the first series we had. And if I'm not mistaken, I think we dropped that series. Didn't we? Did we lose 2 out of 3? Cincinnati is horrible. We have no business losing that series. What's going on, Mike? How you doing, brother? Hope you enjoying the holiday weekend down there, brother. You do your thing. Sitting here talking a little bit about Atlanta sports and talking about a little bit of Hawks, a little bit of Braves, a little bit of Falcons. Just trying to see where people's mindset is. This could be a really good year coming up for Atlanta sports. I mean, you already see what the Braves are doing since they woke up in June. The Atlanta Falcons, yeah, I think as a fan, you want to have optimism, but I just think you can't get much worse than we've been the last couple of years. So I think you're trending up. And as many people were talking about Arthur Smith being on the hot seat, I just don't think you are. I think now, this year, you're going to be judged after this season. Because right now, we still don't have a lot of room to do some cap moves. We do next year. Next year, the timer starts on Terry Fontenot and Arthur Smith. That's what I Dave says out of the inning, thank you, brother. Good job. We can get to the bullpen. I'll tell you what. Speaking of which, man, I'm so when they said they were getting Kelsey Jansen, man, I was so upset about that because I kept telling people, he shows up in the regular season, don't mean anything games, but he has always been shaky in the postseason. Shoot, we got to him last year. So I don't understand. I know he got the funky, flicted delivery and all that, which probably throws people off. But I think he's nice, but I don't think he's that great, man. You have Mentor, and then once Massick gets back and things like, I think you got some guys there that can. I have all the trust in the world that can close these games, man. Hey, Massick, I'm still thinking about Massick in that inning with the Dodgers last year, second and third, nobody out, strikes outside. That's stuff that legend is built out of. That moment was bigger in my opinion. That moment against the Dodgers in that game, that was bigger than Solaire's home run. I know his home run was big and loud and nice, but as far as Massick, what he did, really what all of them did, mentor him, and yes, even with the exception of that game, Luke Jackson. But when you start talking about them lefties, minus Will Smith, them cats were balling, man. So you got to get that ball to Mentor, man. I saw he got one the other day. So Ryan says finally, he says, said finally now we get that run back and put them away. Exactly. Ryan says yes, they beat us. Yeah, and you know what? When we were doing that, I was actually I think we were on a cruise when they started the season, but I remember stopping by, looking and seeing that, and I was like, oh. I say I would be. It would be nice to have him have his head on straight because Ridley would open up the field. I think in another world, I would agree with you. I just think right now you turned your back on what used to be the Falcons, and I think Ridley is part of that. I think Ridley is part of that. You let him go. David says Strider gets too wild in the strike zone at times. If you're doing that, don't matter how hard you throw your time. This is his first year, man. Yeah, give him some time. Max Fried was wild and all over the place his first year. Pitchers, you have to give them time. Everybody is in Strasburg and comes out blazing like that. The mere fact that this cat is pitching into the fifth and sixth inning as a true rookie, to me, is awesome. I don't know who's been better, him or Harris. Jay says, watch Dallas go for Ridley. They probably can. Look, if I can get a draft pick back for that, especially going into next year's draft, when we already might need to look at the quarterback position, depends on how things pan out. Get Ridley, package up 2 first rounds, get up there where you can get one of the 4 or 5 guys that they are saying is going to be magic this year. I would do it. Or even if you get a second round with Ridley, package that stuff up and move up. I would love if we were in a position where we were near the playoffs and picking in the 16 to 18 range, but I don't know. I think we should think about trying to see. Well, after the evaluation of Ritter, you got to let Ritter get on the field. Got to. One way or the other, unless we are in playoff position. If we are 7-3 or 7-4, and Mariota is lighting it up and has a renaissance as a quarterback, then you think about that. Otherwise, Michael says, "Send me some cute." Hey, Mike. Usually I'm working on Saturdays, man. I gotta dude. I, I gotta enjoy this. By the time them reels get to you, man, that matter of fact, them reels might not get to you in time. Hink, wink, wink. But yeah, man, there are going to be some interesting, interesting games this year. Other than the Saints games, any games that anybody uh, more interested in going to this year? Pittsburgh comes here this year. That ought to be interesting. And Pittsburgh is kind of pushing the reset button on offense too. They got Najee Harris, but you going into the season with Mitch Trubisky? Ugh, I don't know. There's some question marks. Again, I'm just looking forward to that Saints game because this could be the makeup for Arthur Smith. If you think about Arthur Smith, man, he was so embarrassed. That Philadelphia game was an embarrassment to go into that game, and your team wasn't ready. Your team wasn't ready last year. I think that was embarrassing. Steelers, folks say the Steelers. Yeah, I see two of y'all say Steelers. Mike says if our season sucks, it would be a fair evaluation of Ritter. I mean, and listen, and if it does, think about this, everybody. If he doesn't pan out, you don't cut him. You don't get rid of him. You do draft somebody else, but you keep him and you still develop him. We still need a quality backup. You still do it. You still keep him on the squad. He's a young kid, and maybe a little bit early. We'll see. David says, somebody help me. When was the last time we beat Pittsburgh? I know we tied Pittsburgh with Mike Vick. I'm trying to think the last time we beat Pittsburgh. It's been a second. Um, Kevin, what's going on, man? Said Dallas was the worst. Yeah. Um, Last win against Pittsburgh. Like I said, I remember the tie we had. That was big. Has Matt beat Pittsburgh? Matt might have beat Pittsburgh. I know he didn't do it the last time when we went up to Pittsburgh. And when Pittsburgh came here, we lost that game. I remember that. But I'm trying to think the time before that. I got a feeling it's been a second since we beat the Steelers. It's a good question. Could never play in the cold, and they always beat us at home. Right. So it says like 12 years ago. Yeah, that's probably right. That's probably right. Yeah, it's definitely been a second. I remember us beating them, but I'm trying to think who was the quarterback. I don't think we've lost. I don't think we beat Big Ben in his tenure. I don't think we did. Could be wrong, but I don't think we did. But that's a very good question. And then you started talking about away trips. Man, I would love to. I see Kiwi came back on the online. I would love to come up there to Seattle and put a stomp down on them while they're going through transition. That would be lovely. The 12 man might be 10 and a half this year without Russ there. Without Russ and Wagner, to be honest with you. Don't know how long DK gonna stay around either. Uh-oh. We played sleeper 17 and one, uh, two Steelers 17 times and won two, and a tie. Yeah, I remember the tie. The tie I remember that was Mike Vick. Should have won that game. Uh, '06 was the year We won in overtime. Okay. I said, I know it's been a minute. So that was Mike Vick. That might have been Mike Vick. David said Jimmy Wayne, I think we lost that game in 2010 too. It was opening Sunday. Yeah. We lost that game. Yeah, '06 sounds about right. He cost the Dodgers the NLCS against us. I was pissed that we got him. Yeah, talking about Jansen. Absolutely. Yeah. Kelsey is, like I said, I'm just kind of surprised. I thought we had the arms to kind of hold down the bullpen, especially what we did in the World Series. But obviously, you want to get better. You don't want to stand pat just because your team wins the championship. You want to keep it moving. But I just thought that was just I don't know. Unless he just goes on the streak, that, not even a streak. I just need to see him when it gets tough come through. I just don't think he's that guy. I don't think he is. I don't think he's that guy myself. But okay, I think that was good. I just flipped those. I need to get this one right here. Uh, yeah, but it's gonna be interesting. The AFC North, Cleveland comes to town. No telling who's going to be the quarterback for Cleveland. That ought to be pretty interesting to see who's going to be quarterback in that team. They had an interview with what's Progressive Insurance guy name. They got that quick. Baker Mayfield. They had an interview with Baker Mayfield where, judging by his conversation, don't think he's going to be back. Don't think he is. Says bullpen has been suspect this year. Go look at the numbers. Actually, the bullpen hasn't been bad. I think there are moments that we look bad, but go look at the numbers. We're actually, I think, number one in the NL in bullpen. Just go with double check. 06's last year, Anderson kicked the field goal. Ryan said, I trust Will Smith before Jansen. Whew, that's strong. I don't know if either one of them I trust. I probably trust Luke Jackson before I trust either one of them. And I am joking before anybody says something. Michael says, our head coach doesn't have to worry. Blank does not know how to cut bait with players and head coaches. I don't know. I think he's learned his lesson, man. That financial stuff might have truly woke him up, in my opinion. I think he might have. I think he's gonna let the front office do the front office. If you remember the first couple of years, especially when Dimitrov was here, Blank would always have, his own little separate things to say. Notice lately, you haven't heard a lot from Blank. And you're probably not going to hear a lot from him. You really don't hear from United either. Blank has kind of sat back and kind of let the guys do their guy. The talking piece for the Falcons is Terry Fontenot. And that's really how it should be with the GM. And don't get me wrong, the owner has the right to do whatever. You could be Jerry Jones, have your own radio show, and have your own stuff like that. But I don't know. I just think as an owner, you want to step back and let the guys who you're paying to do their job. That's what I would do, at least. But look, you guys have been awesome. I am going to probably wrap it up here. Might come back on later on today. I'm feeling good. I'm off today. May come back in when I'm in the air conditioning and got everything rolling. But I'm gonna start kind of prepping things to end this hook right quick and do that. But until then, Atlanta Bird game, always love. Check me out on Uncle Steve's Lounge on YouTube. Appreciate it. Just passed the 700 subscriber mark. Appreciate that. Let's keep striving for that grand. So brother can get a check. But keep it rolling, y'all. Appreciate you. And like I said, we'll see. Maybe might have a appearance tonight. Till then, man, y'all take care. Happy grilling. Happy holiday weekend. Y'all be good.